Okay, you should be able to hear me now. So I'm gonna just mess around and do Riley Q, but before I do that, I want to just quickly um let you know how I do things. So one before I do a live stream, got hairs all over me. Yeah, I had to drop my daughter off this morning. She's going to Egypt for a week with her friends, family. So I'm gutted. She's nearly 19, but I I'm not used to it. I'm not used to my daughter going away. So, um, but you can hear me good, yeah? Right. You can hear me good? Yeah, that's good. Hi, Karen. I want to click on here so I can read your messages. Let's have a look. How is everyone? Wow. Yeah, but I am worried, guys. She's never been on a holiday abroad without us. So even though she's nearly 19, she's like 14 going on 19. She's still got a way to go yet, guys. Doesn't matter how old our kids are, we are always going to worry about them. Yeah, I didn't want her to go. I actually tried to talk her out of it. Is that sad? Um, but she's gone. So you know how it is, guys. Don't lose your passport. That's what I said. My last words to her. Don't lose your passport. So let's just quickly tell some people on Messenger. So I wake up in the morning. When I'm about to do a live, I go onto Instagram. I message about 7 or 8 people there. I message 3 people um on email to tell them we're live. So Carolyn, Salvatore, and Angie. Then I jump over to Messenger and I message quite a few people, and we're going to go through it together so you know who all the different people are. Now, if I say any names, if I'm messaging any names, if I'm messaging someone that we're live and you don't want me to, please tell me, because someone yesterday was quite rude. Now what happens is people join my Facebook and they ask me to let them know when I'm going live, which I do. I'm happy to do it, but if anyone wants me to not message them that I'm going live, please tell me and do it politely. Do it in a friendly way. Yeah, someone yesterday was a bit rude. There's no need for it because it was them that asked me to message them. They messaged me asking me to let them know when I go live. So do it in a friendly way, guys. So yeah, come on, manners cost nothing. Right now, I'd rather if people don't want me to message them, let me know. Yeah, there is about 30 people. I'm quickly running through them now that I message whenever I go live. Let me know if you don't want me to, guys. Because it would make my day a bit easier because it takes ages. So I'm quickly telling everyone now. Sometimes I don't spell it right. Sometimes I don't spell it right. But you lot are used to that, ain't you? Me not spelling it right. Obviously, 40% of you are in America, so you half of you are asleep and you watch it later. Yeah, I want to let people know. Yeah, there was one person was very rude. No need for it at all. So I'm actually trying to do a good thing and just giving people the heads up so they don't miss the lives. If people don't want to join our lives, then I'd rather they didn't. Yeah. So you know how it is, guys. Let's pick on Louis. You know, we're all used to it. Poor Louis. But don't worry, guys. So this morning, my morning was taken up by trying to get my daughter ready. So I didn't do my morning live in the way that I normally do. I've skipped it. I've got Tina with me today. So after this live, me and Tino are going to do a dog walk live. Tino, we're going to do a dog walk live. Yes. Look, we're going to wait for it to get sunny. So I just...
It's cold. We're not having a walk.
Yeah, okay, yeah. If it's too cold, we won't. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Right. So I've just made Tino a ham sandwich, so he's promised me he'll be quiet. And I got him some sweets at the garage. What sweets did you have, Tino? Fruit pastel. He likes fruit pastels. Tino is a sweet person, so and a toy person. He likes chocolate, but he prefers sweets. Obviously toy. So whereas my daughter Talia prefers chocolate, doesn't really like sweets. Where Gio likes chocolate. Yeah. What do you like? Yeah. So Yasmin prefers chocolate or sweet.
Yes.
So guys, the question for you.
It's chocolate and sweets, and I say chocolate and sweets. Toys, and also Yavi does the same with me.
So the question for you guys, Team Elvis, is do you prefer chocolate or do you prefer sweets? Nancy, do you prefer chocolate or sweets? Which one is it? Me? Well, I'm carnivore, I'm keto, but I did have 2 pieces of Toblerone yesterday. 2 pieces of Toblerone. Eat your heart out, guys. Nancy, I had 2 pieces of Toblerone. I was obsessed with Toblerone growing up as a kid. That's the first chocolate I've had for months and months and months. So, chocolate, but I take sweets as well. You prefer chocolate, yeah. So, Luann likes chocolate. Yeah, I agree, Karen. Karen, I'll be honest with you, it was a little bit upsetting how rude that person was, but I want to thank Andrew Morenin. Andrew Morenin, thank you so much for your brilliant comments. And Andrew bought me a coffee. Guys, anyone wants to get me a coffee, you know I love it when people buy me a coffee. Go ahead. I'm a coffee drinker. I love my coffees. Oh, you get me a coffee, I'm going down Costa Coffee for a coffee. In England, the popular places are Costa Coffee. Yeah. Can I ask you, you guys in America, what are the well-known coffee places? What are they called? In England, we have Costa Coffee, Starbucks. I think that's it. Those 2. What do you have in America? Obviously, 20% of you are in the UK and Canada, Australia. Let me know. Obviously, we're having a bit of a chat this morning. Okay, so have a look. Right, we've got most of you now. I'm probably waking a lot of you up with my little messages. So we have, that video that I did want to discuss this a little bit. Let's have a look. I wanted to quickly mention it actually. Right. That live stream we did yesterday that was asking if Priscilla was pregnant. I just made you a ham sandwich. All right.
Drink.
Okay, I'll get you a drink. Right, let me just get him a drink. Right, I think I've messaged everyone. That live stream we did yesterday, guys. Mind the camera. Mind the camera, you're going to knock it over. That live stream we did yesterday about it was Priscilla pregnant.
I'm showed them there.
All right, come down here. Let me move this coffee. Was Priscilla pregnant when she got married? That had a massive reaction, like a lot more comments than I was expecting. Oh, yes. Let's get Tino in the picture. And let me get you in. Let me make this. Let me move this. Let me move this. Right, hang on. There we go. Right. Tino wants to show you Let me move this back a bit. He got a football medal. He's been moved up to a proper football school. Yeah. What are they called? What are they called? Football minis? What are they called? Something minis. Something minis. Yeah. So because of it. Yeah. So because of it, he I got this. Oops. Hang on, let me just he got that. Yay, Tina. Yay, Tina. He's very proud of it. He took it to school. He wears it everywhere. He makes sure that everyone knows. Tino loves football. Loves it. Loves it, loves it, loves it, loves it. He goes twice a week. He wanted to go today as well, but we weren't going to go today, were we?
But we have to.
No, I think 3 times a week is too much. Twice a week is enough.
No, 3 times a week.
3 times.
No,
He'd go every.
why?
If he could, he would go every day. Right. So we had a big reaction, guys, with this this question that we're asking about the wedding of Priscilla. Yeah. Was she expecting when she got married?
Get a toy.
Later on, we're taking him to the shop to get a toy. Yeah.
Here.
Later. Right. Can I do my show now? 7 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay.
1 minute.
1 minute. Yeah. Okay. Right. Can I do my show now?
1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute. Can I do my show now? I'll go and get you a drink, yeah? Do you want your drink? What drink do you want? Blackcurrant or
Orange.
orange? Okay, let me go and get your drink. And then just get him his squash and then we're going to do the show. All right. All right, babies. Okay, here we go. You go on your thing. I'll get you your drink. All right, buddy. Okay, we warm this up. You like orange squash, do you? Yeah. Okay, let's get you a squash. Right, you're not allowed to spill the. But we'll turn up a little bit. But I don't want that drink near the laptop, okay? Yeah, some of the shorts aren't very loud. Not too loud, so while I'm live. Keep that drink over there, okay? Because I don't want it to spill. If it spills on the laptop, it'll break, yeah? Good boy. Sorry guys. We're getting there. But yeah, let's get too loud now. I like that. So, okay, just 1 second. Okay, you're sorted. Right, I think Gio's here as well. Okay, guys, as you can see, we're distracted a bit. Let's have a look. Jane, are you? Don't call about football in the USA. Let's have a look. So, did you guys ask her what? What kind of coffee places do you have there? I'm actually quite interested. What kind of coffee places do you have in America? We have Costa Coffee and we have Starbucks. Right. So, what I want to do, yeah, I did want to mention that we have had a massive reaction to was Priscilla pregnant when she got married? Massive. And Nancy sent me some really long, good comments. If you want to read them, guys, with her views on it. I've had a few people telling me off. I've had a few people saying to me, "It's none of our business." Yeah, but can I just say this to you guys? When I got married in 1994, I had straight wedding dress, puffy shoulders, and my 2 kids were already 2 and 4 and didn't suit me wearing a princess gown. Right, okay, Luann, thank you. Now, when I got married to Aurora, we had 3 kids. 3 kids. Is it on here? Let's have a look. Is there a picture here? We've got pictures of it somewhere with the kids. Can't see it. No, there's not one here. But when I got married, we had 3 kids at my wedding. I loved it. It made the wedding better. It made the wedding more special. But some people are saying that it's none of our business. Yeah. Now, don't forget, we are an Elvis channel. We are a Defending Elvis channel. We have to make it our business because, to me, one of the ways of defending Elvis, Lisa Marie, and the bloodline is to show if Elvis was forced into marrying. Yeah? So Nancy says, well, it kind of does matter because Elvis, how to explain it? I think it affected him mentally. Nancy, I agree. I actually think Nancy's comment was very good. Nancy, shall I get your comment up? Yeah, Nancy, quite a few people commented, guys. I personally think it's very important if Priscilla was pregnant or not. And I'll tell you why, because if Elvis was pressured into a marriage that he was reluctant to do or didn't want to do or wasn't ready to do, maybe he did it for the right reasons. So some people say Elvis was a good man, so because of it, if Priscilla had been pregnant, he would have felt it was the right thing to do. Especially in the 60s, and guys, in the 60s, if your girlfriend got pregnant, you were going to marry her, weren't you? Yeah, and the 70s and 80s, I would say. So let's just get I think it's important. Now, I will. The more I've read into it, let me try and get the comments up, guys. The more I've looked into it, guys, I still say there is a chance she was pregnant. Guys, can you put in your comments how many of you think she was pregnant? Seriously, how many of you think she was pregnant? Because I'm 50-50 on it. And obviously we know that Danny of Memphis Mafia Kid, in his opinion, he thinks she probably was. He can't say that she was, but he thinks she probably was. Yeah, that is important. Many of you, to many of you, that's very important. Yeah. So obviously he lived with Elvis till he was 14. So he could never have known, really, unless he was told by Elvis or by Priscilla. Yeah. So he can only go by his opinion, being around. But many of you have messaged me saying, well, if Danny says it, she was pregnant, she must have been. But he didn't say that she was pregnant. He said he thinks she was. So we have to be honest. Yeah. Right, Karen says, I do think Elvis was pushed into the marriage. It was sad, and I could never marry someone that had to be forced to marry me. And what does that say about Priscilla? It says everything. I don't know. Yeah, now, Karen, I think I said this the other day to Pat. We have to try and be as fair as possible. Yeah? So I sort of said this on the way home as well when I was saying, look, I have a conscience. So when I talk about Priscilla, I need to feel happy in myself that I'm being fair. Yeah? So when I talk about Priscilla and Elvis, I try to be as fair as I can be to Priscilla as well. Because I'm trying to get to the truth. Now, if we are too biased against Priscilla and for Elvis, we can miss the truth. It's my opinion, guys. If we lean too much on Elvis's side, we're going to miss the truth. Now, this is, so basically, how can I say? Nancy made a good point. Nancy, in her comment, she said, he must have liked her. He must have liked her. Nancy, do you agree with that? I want to just say this, that, come on. He noticed her in Germany, however she was introduced to him, whether it was a setup or not, whether it was child bride setup. He liked her. Yeah? Elvis liked Priscilla. Now, not in a sexual way, but he liked her. Yeah? When he first met her. She did make an impact on him. We don't know how true her version of events are. You know, we don't know what went on when they went upstairs, if they even went upstairs. Some people say that they never went upstairs. We don't know the whole truth. But he liked her. Now, obviously, Elvis was very busy. He had everything arranged for him. He had everything arranged with Colonel Tom Parker. He was going back on the train journey, a very well-known, famous train journey back. There was tens of thousands of people on the route all the way back, trying to catch a glimpse of Elvis. Then he does the Frank Sinatra show, Welcome Home, Elvis. He eventually makes some albums with RCA Victor, and he starts filming GI Blues. So he knows he's coming back. He knows, even though he had met Priscilla maybe up to 6 months before he came back, he had other girlfriends in Germany, and he was still seeing Anita Wood. So he did like, one thing we have to accept, guys, he did like Priscilla a certain amount. Now, we don't know how much. Maybe once she eventually moves over, she came over for a couple of trips, 2 or 3 trips, didn't she, in 62 when she was 17, and then moves in with Dee and Vernon nearer 18. So no matter what anyone thinks, no matter whether we dislike Priscilla or not, Elvis did like Priscilla. He did like her. Yeah. I think we have to at least give her that. We've got strong views about Priscilla. We're very upset with her. She's done a lot of wrongdoing, but we'll never take away the fact he liked her. He liked her. And this is what Nancy is saying in her comments. I'll get them up in a second. Come on, guys. No matter how upset we are with her, whether we dislike her or not, he liked her. Yeah. Now the marriage thing is different because we feel that Elvis wasn't ready to marry Priscilla. I do. I don't think Elvis was ready to marry Priscilla. So if this pregnancy comes along, unexpectedly comes along, then Elvis is in a predicament. He wants to do the right thing. He'll have pressure from his father, from Priscilla's parents, from Vernon to get married. Yeah? Because I do think there's a chance, quite a strong chance, that she was pregnant. Now, some of you people will completely disagree. You've done the maths. You've calculated the days. And you've worked out there's a good chance she was not pregnant. Yeah? You get it, guys? So if it's true that she was pregnant, it changes everything because it makes it very obvious that Elvis may have been almost forced to marry, not just by pressure from other people, by his own morals. So Elvis, a good man, if he got a woman pregnant, a girlfriend pregnant, he would have wanted to do the right thing and marry her. Yeah? So there's 2 pressures. You got the pressure of Vernon, Colonel, the parents of Priscilla. Then you've got the pressures of Elvis's morals, the way he was brought up, a Christian man who has to do the right thing. Now, if she was not pregnant, then it's a different story. If she was not pregnant, there's a possibility of blackmail. Do we agree with that, guys? If Elvis married Priscilla and he was not ready to get married, he didn't want to get married, we believe Elvis when he spoke to Red West and he said that he was railroaded into the marriage, that wedding thing. Yeah, we've all heard the tapes. I might play a clip of it. Then there is a possibility that Elvis was blackmailed into marriage. That someone was saying something to Elvis to force him to marry Priscilla. But then at the same time, if you look at the pictures of Elvis and we'll get them up in a minute. If you look at the pictures of Elvis, I think Elvis looks happy. And I get messages from you guys saying, oh, he doesn't look happy. I don't agree. I've looked at the video footages. We all have. He looks happy. I've looked at the pictures. They look happy. So guys, then you've got the circumstances of, well, the wedding looks very, no, the wedding was very quick. Yeah, very, like, it was all planned within 2 weeks. Bang, 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 bang. It was a wham, bam wedding. Yeah. So many people say, well, hang on a minute. Why was it so rushed? Why wasn't everyone invited to the wedding? We all know Elvis used Frank Sinatra's aeroplane and it was at the Aladdin and blah, blah, blah. I think a reception was held at Gracelands later, but a lot of people weren't invited. I think Priscilla has even said that half the people there, she didn't know them. So all of it doesn't sound right. And then many of you are saying that if it had been a genuine marriage, a genuine wedding, Elvis would have made a much bigger deal of it. Elvis would have made a much bigger deal of it. It wouldn't have just been rushed in the Aladdin, a quick jobby. Obviously, some of you bring up the wedding dress, but a few of you are now telling me and sent pictures to me that wedding dress that Priscilla used was the style that was in fashion. Yeah? Few of you said that to me now, that in the 60s, that was the type of wedding dress people were wearing. Now, I don't think the wedding dress was used to hide a pregnancy because she would have only been weeks pregnant, yeah? So you're not hiding something that is that is minuscule, that big, yeah? So many things to talk about. And I've had quite a few people saying to me, it's none of our business. So I don't agree. I think we have to make it our business. So I'm going to read your comments and I'm going to have a quick look at Nancy's. And we're going to look at some pictures. So obviously in the end, this is going to be about the wedding, about whether or not she was pregnant. I will say this, guys, we do get a backlash on this topic. We do. Yeah, this topic is upsetting a few people. Yeah. Now, Dan says 50-50. And I'm with Dan. I'm 50-50. Karen, I just feel she has done so much to hurt Elvis, in my opinion, but I do listen to all sides. But yes, I believe he liked her, but feelings can fade over time. Yeah. Now, remember, Karen, you must understand me. 100% what you've just said. She has done so much to hurt Elvis. I am 100% I'm on your side. You will see me every day bring up the wrongdoing of Priscilla to Elvis. I think it's disgusting how Priscilla treated Elvis. I can only think of one thing Elvis did wrong to Priscilla. He was unfaithful. I can't think of anything else. Honestly, guys, I've thrashed it out. The only thing I can think of that Elvis did wrong to Priscilla was the unfaithfulness. Nothing else. I can list hundreds of things that he did good for Priscilla. I can think hundreds of things that he did that were good for Priscilla. Elvis for Priscilla. So I'm 100% on your side, Karen. Karen, yeah? But when you weigh into it, that there was a period that he liked her, and this period lasted years, yeah, 4, 5, 6 years. And guys, you could even say this. When the shit hit the fan with Anne Margaret, Elvis chose Priscilla. Do any of you agree with that? When the shit hit the fan with Anne Margaret, Elvis chose Priscilla. So you have to weigh all this in. When it comes to Anita Wood and Priscilla, Elvis chose Priscilla. Yeah? That decision was sort of made for him a little bit because she walked out. So we can't get away from the fact that he did like Priscilla. Probably loved her. Yeah? So when you weigh that in, that has to affect how we discuss the truth, or how we try and get to the truth, even if we don't like it. Even if we don't like it, we don't want to hear that Elvis may have been in love with Priscilla. The people that hate Priscilla, that are very angry with Priscilla, very upset with Priscilla, they don't want to hear it. Oh, Elvis may have loved Priscilla. They don't want to hear it, but it is true. It is possible. So I always, even if I'm unpopular, even if I lose subscribers, even if people tell me off, I will always try and be as fair as I can. Now, I'm on Elvis's side. I will always be on Elvis's side. I will always expose Priscilla's wrongdoing. I stand by what I say. Elvis only did one thing wrong to Priscilla. He was unfaithful to her, nothing else. And there's a chance that after the marriage, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty certain that after the marriage, I would even say after the engagement, that Priscilla was unfaithful first. I repeat, after the engagement, I would say Priscilla was unfaithful first, before Elvis. After the engagement. Before the engagement, they were probably both being unfaithful. Elvis definitely was being unfaithful. Before they got engaged, 100%, we know Elvis was being unfaithful. Maybe Priscilla was also unfaithful. Yeah? So, yeah, I think, does that come across as fair as you can get? Karen, I agree. I think he cared in the beginning, and then I think it faded, but he felt stuck. Yeah, I understand that. Nancy, he felt stuck. I agree that when you get to the time of getting engaged, yeah, December 1966, there's a possibility he was caught in a trap, felt stuck. I agree with that. This is why we're talking about it, because we're trying to understand it. He even said, how was a little girl who was seeing her family just moved to Germany, so he acknowledges her? Yeah, I think, Pamela, your point there is that he obviously liked her. Yeah, Pamela, is that true? He obviously liked her. We're never going to get away from that, guys, no matter what we think of Priscilla. I think he liked the idea of getting married. Now, Pamela, this is what I think. Before Elvis became famous, and maybe in the first, 1955, 1956, maybe even 1957, he still romanticized the thought of meeting the right girl and getting married. We've got the interviews of him talking about, one day I'll meet the right person. It's got to be the right person. I've got to trust them. Yeah. So I actually think Elvis, don't forget, you've got the cute little stories of him with Magdalene and Dixie, people like that. Where's the thing where he changed one of his parents' birth certificates to pretend that he was married? Was that to Magdalene? I can't remember. I actually think if Elvis hadn't have got famous, I think he would have got married. I think he would have got married young. Yeah, Elvis. It was fame that changed his pathway. Fame really moved him away from getting married, I think. Yeah. But the young teenage Elvis wanted to get married. He did. He liked the thought of getting married. So I agree with that, Pamela. Don't forget, I'm just a fan in the Southwest UK, at home in my kitchen. I'm just a fan. I'm just giving you my opinions. I keep saying this. I'm no expert on Elvis. I'm no guru on Elvis. I'm just a fan. There's plenty of researchers out there that are experts, like Amy Collett, for example, Darby Shaw. These people are experts. I'm not. I'm just a fan, just like you guys. Many of you on here know more than I do. Many of you here that are part of Team Elvis know more than I do. Yeah? So I do get my facts wrong. I do make mistakes. Yeah, so Karen says she believes blackmail was involved. Yeah, I won't rule it out. Let's have a look. I want to read all your comments, guys. I think it's important that we're both talking about this. The address didn't bother me. It was hurrying up. What was the big deal? Why so fast? Okay. But I mean, I'd like to have proper, how do we know it was hurried? How do we know that it only took 2 weeks? Is it true that Joe Esposito helped her pick the dress? Is that right? I don't know. You tell me, guys, because I'm learning. So how do we know it was rushed? This is the thing. I don't forget. One of them say it was postponed. Should have happened in December, and then it was moved to May. Yeah, isn't that Joe that said that? Right, Luan. How come the Memphis Mafia say that Elvis didn't want to get married if it was a forced marriage? Elvis wasn't the idea of it. It only has to be Elvis's time when he's ready for it. I think what you're saying is Elvis wasn't ready. I think that's what Luan is saying. Karen, did you see the dress tux Elvis Priscilla wore at the wedding? The fit. Oh no, we have to wait for Tyler to come home. For Yasmin to get home. The feel we get from the conv with Red is that he was pressured and no hint that she was pregnant. Dan, I want to play that. I agree. I agree. If you want to hear it from the horse's mouth, when you listen to Elvis talking to Red West, bringing up that he was railroaded into the wedding, he calls it that wedding thing. Yeah. If that is the horse's mouth, yeah, he didn't want to get married. It was a rush job. He didn't want to get married. He was pushed into it. That's what I read from the Red West conversation that Red West secretly recorded. Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you on that, Dan. Yes, I've seen it many times. I didn't like her dress. It did nothing for it. See, Karen, I disagree. I think she looks beautiful in that dress. From the front, I think she looks stunning. I think Elvis looks brilliant as well. Again, this is where we have to take away how we feel about Priscilla. We have to separate our emotions and try and give an impartial view of what went on in history. Yeah? I want to read your comments and I'll start bringing up some pictures. Dan, Elvis chose Priscilla over Anne because she wasn't going to walk away from her career. Yeah. That's very possible, Dan, but we don't know that. Dan, do we agree that I see that point of view, but we don't know that, yeah? Martha, it's not the sort of dress that I thought Priscilla would have chosen, but as they say, it was the fashion and the style back then, and I didn't like it though. Yeah, and Karen, you're entitled to your view on a dress. Yeah, Karen, you know what I'm doing. I'm trying to be fair. I think I lose all credibility if I am biased. I think as soon as I am biased, I lose all credibility. I have to come across that I'm seeing both sides of the story, both point of views. Of course, I'm defending Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline. So I will always be there, 100%. But when I'm trying to discuss a point of view, we have to be impartial, even though ultimately we are defending Elvis. Yeah? So you get what I'm saying. I believe he cared about Priscilla a lot in the beginning, but still talked about the wedding in 1977 with Red and why he was... Yeah, I agree with that. Elvis loved her until he saw who she really was. Yes, I see that. I see that once she got pregnant, she then showed her true colours. That's what I see. Now, Sandra, I'm getting your comments. Don't worry, Sandra. Welcome, Sandra. Dan, I agree. Elvis wanted a wife that would stay at home with a family and wanted her career. Now, Karen, this is my views on that. Elvis wanted a stay-at-home wife. My view is this. A younger Elvis wanted that. So an Elvis that had met Priscilla, an Elvis that had allowed Priscilla to move over to Gracelands. Yes, he wanted a stay-home wife to bring up the kids. I agree. But as Elvis got older, I think he changed. I think by the time we get to let me just try and work it out. I'm just thinking out loud, guys. I think after, I can't really put a year on it. I think after about 73, Elvis started to change. And it wasn't all about a stay-home wife. I think he changed. But I do agree, if we're talking Elvis in the late 50s and the 60s, he wanted a stay-home wife. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's have a look. It's just my opinion. Remember, guys, I'm just a fan at home. I don't know. I'm no expert. I want to read all your comments, though. So, yeah, 100%. I think eventually Elvis started to see Priscilla's true colours. I think the Priscilla that Elvis met, he was introduced to, the Priscilla that holidayed in Graceland in 62, was a bit of a fake. Honestly, guys, I think that there was a fake side to Priscilla that moved to Graceland, and I think eventually she showed her true colours. And I actually think Priscilla's true colours are not very nice. Honestly, guys, I think the real Priscilla, the true Priscilla, after we start to see the real Priscilla after 62, was very conniving, very money grabbing, very jealous, envious, wanted fame, wanted spotlight, wanted ambition, wanted modeling, wanted other men. I repeat, wanted other men, fancied other men. So I think there's a very dark side to Priscilla, even towards her own daughter, Lisa Marie, that emerges after 62, after 63. Yeah, we start to see a different Priscilla. By the time you get to the pregnancy, we're starting to see the real Priscilla, aren't we? So 66, we're starting to see, by after the wedding, it was obvious that Priscilla had been playing a game and there was a real dark side to Priscilla, which is why she was unfaithful with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, months after Lisa Marie was born. Then we start to see Priscilla's true colours. And I think Priscilla has been showing her true colours since 1967. Since 1967, since the birth of Lisa Marie, we have seen the real Priscilla, and there has been massive wrongdoing from Priscilla and even towards her own daughter, Lisa Marie, of course to Elvis, and to Vernon. Priscilla showed her dark side to Vernon. We know she sued him. She sued Vernon. People forget that. She goes on to sue many other people, even some of the Memphis Mafia. So Priscilla, once she starts showing her brutal business side, money grabbing, fame grabbing, man grabbing, yeah, we really do see a brutal Priscilla. Yeah, she's done many things. The way that she did the second divorce settlement is like atrocious. The second divorce settlement towards Elvis that she promised she was never going to do is one of the ugliest things I've ever read about. It's horrific. She really did hammer Elvis horribly, almost taking his home from him, Graceland, almost bankrupting him. She has, don't forget, when Vernon died, there's more serious wrongdoing. Even before Vernon died, there's serious wrongdoing from Priscilla. Yeah? So, get it, guys? I'm completely convinced that Priscilla has a very dark side. A very dark side. Some would use the word an ugly side. Yeah? So you don't have to talk me into that, guys. I know. I have chosen, feeling everything was chosen from them. I don't think they had much to say of it. Pamela, I don't think it would have worked with Anne Margaret. She needed someone to focus on her, which her husband did. He managed her career. That's a good point, Pamela. And come on, let's face it. Anne Margaret had a very long marriage with her husband. Is it 50 years? Yeah. So that's a successful marriage, isn't it? Sorry, my brother's trying to ring me. Let me just tell him I'll ring him back. I'm just on a live. I'll ring you back, yeah? Well, I want to go in town with you. Yeah, well, I'm with Tina at the moment, but I've only got 15. I'll ring you back in 15 minutes. I want to buy this heater and take it there. I'll ring you back in 15 minutes. Back. That's my brother. So, let's have a look. Where are we? So that's something to do with the flats. Let's have a look. Yeah. She said that Joe went with her. Why, Joe? Why her mother? Why not? So, let's have a look. even if, sorry, I'm trying to read the comments. Sorry, guys. So Nancy says, she said that Joe went with her. Why Joe? Why not her mother? Why not her sister? Why so fast? It's a good point. Even if she wasn't pregnant, she probably told Elvis that she was. That was not the star back then. Yeah, okay, Sandra, thank you. So a few of you have messaged me this. There's a possibility she just said she was pregnant and Elvis went along with the marriage thinking she was pregnant. It's confusing because obviously 9 months later she has a baby. So, but I also say in 1967, was there a way of testing if someone was pregnant when they're only weeks pregnant, when, a couple of weeks pregnant? So they could never really have done a test, I don't think, unless I'm wrong, if she truly was pregnant when she had only just become pregnant. Yeah. So yeah, she could have lied. She could have thought, forget lying. Maybe she just thought she was pregnant. Yeah. So Jimmy agrees with that. I'm more than 50-50. He definitely was pressured into getting married, and it doesn't make sense. If the father was going to sue him, the father would want a nice wedding. It doesn't make sense. The wedding was put together fast, including the wedding dress and his tux. Nancy and I, when you listen to that phone call, Red, it says so much. It does, yeah. It does. Karen, I'm with you on that. The phone call to me is like the horse's mouth. You're like, he didn't want to get married. He was forced into it. Yeah, I agree. The phone call is a big deal. Is a big deal. I'm glad we recorded that because why? Yeah. It was, even though Red was very naughty recording it, it is a historical bit of proof that Elvis didn't want to get married. I agree with that. I'm glad he recorded that because why was that on Elvis's mind all those years later? Yeah, it's good. Nancy, you're right. So when he's having this very serious chat with Red, we know about the release of the book, Elvis, What Happened, which is basically why they were talking. We know that they'd fallen out. Vernon had sacked them at short notice. We know the story. But to have an important discussion with Red West, don't forget Red West grew up with Elvis all the way back from Humes High School. Red West protected Elvis, even from bullies at Humes High. I do believe Red West loved Elvis. I think Elvis loved Red West as well. So Elvis is pouring out his heart, and in that conversation, he says he was railroaded. The way he discusses the wedding is very eye-opening to the truth. Just look at the gown Dixie wore to the prom. The tiny waist was the star back then and still is. Well, Sandra, I will keep saying this. We can't use the way the wedding dress looked to decide if she was pregnant, because she would have been weeks pregnant. You don't show after weeks. You show after 4 or 5 months. So if your point is trying to say that the wedding dress shows that she was trying to hide something, I can't agree with that, because she wouldn't have been showing. If that isn't your point, then give us another comment, please. I totally would want Priscilla, though, when she heard the phone call with Red. Yeah. Yeah, so Nancy's basically saying it came from Elvis's mouth. Yeah. Louis, totally agree. When younger, he wanted to stay home. Yeah, Elvis was very different romantically with with settling down before he became famous. Yeah, which is pretty normal. Come on, in the 50s, you wanted to settle young, have a family young. It's very normal, very normal. Teenagers getting married was completely normal in the 50s, wasn't it? Yeah. I think he wanted, but he stuck with Priscilla and felt obligated. And then what Priscilla did to him, that's when he flipped out, because he stuck with her and missed the chance. Let me just say that again, Nancy. I think he wanted, but he stuck with Priscilla. He felt obligated, and then with what Priscilla did to him, that's when he flipped out because he stuck with her and missed his chance. Yeah, it does come across that there was regret with, because he loved Anne Margaret. I accept that. He definitely loved Anne Margaret. She loved Elvis. So was there always regret that he chose the wrong person? He chose Priscilla over Anne Margaret? I think so. My opinion, yes, I do think he regretted choosing Priscilla over Anne Margaret. I do think he wishes he chose Anne Margaret. And there's proof of this, isn't there? That later he pulls his heart out to Anne Margaret after she got married. They got married a week apart, didn't they? I'm sure Anne Margaret would have been upset when she found out Elvis had got married, yeah? So that has consequences. Some people say Elvis got married, which made her get married. Yeah, different opinions. Add it in the comments, guys. Put it in the comments, yeah? Yes, Karen, a totally dark side, Priscilla. Her true colours were coming out. Yeah, 100%. Karen, remember, I'm 100% on your side. I know Priscilla has a very dark side. It's so obvious. All we have to do is go through all the things that she's done to Elvis, to Lisa, to Vernon, in the divorce, with the unfaithfulness, with money, with Elvis Presley Enterprises, with Grace. There's so many things we can mention, with Riley, with Finley and Harper. We know she's bad news. We know Priscilla is bad news. Yeah, it's very clear. It's been proved. It has been proved. You all right, mate? It has been proved again and again that Priscilla is bad news. 100%. I don't have any sympathy towards Priscilla when it comes down to her behavior, the way she treated people. Yeah? Many people she has mistreated. I have no sympathy for her. I do have a conscience, though. She's a human being. I have a good heart. So I struggle when I talk negatively about a person because it goes against my personality. But we have to because we're on Defending Elvis. Yeah? Defending Elvis, unfortunately, we are going to expose people's wrongdoing. Yeah? So it's an awkward one, guys, but I still rise to the challenge. I want to defend Elvis and Lisa Marie and Riley, Finley and Harper. 100%, even if I have to expose people's wrongdoing. But it does sometimes, I do find it difficult sometimes. Red was not happy because he was not at the wedding. I think how that subject was brought up. Yeah. I get it. I don't blame him. He protected Elvis. He grew up with Elvis. He knew Elvis at Hume's High. He spent years and years with Elvis. Of course. It was so awful, Red recording that phone call. Red deceived Elvis, but we get to hear the truth. Yeah, it is awful. It is. He wondered the same thing with Anita as well. Yes, I agree that Anita and Elvis had a beautiful relationship. Maybe Elvis had regrets there. Elvis and June Junico had a beautiful relationship. Maybe he had regrets there. You know, guys, who knows? Karen and I agree it was awful what Red did, but at the same time, you can hear Elvis say how he was feeling and all of the things that was going on with him. He's still talking about that wedding. It's true. It's true. So, guys, obviously my brother wants me to ring him, so I'm going to have to. Let me just see. Second. How long we've been on for? So, yes, we've been on for nearly an hour. I can't believe we've been on for nearly an hour. There's 35 of you watching. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Usual stuff. If you're enjoying what I'm doing, guys, get us a coffee. Yay! So, I'm going to have to sort of a couple more minutes. Got to go, guys. I'm going to try and come back, though, yeah? So, my general feeling is that Elvis was very badly treated by Priscilla, that Elvis went through a phase where he liked her. I think that the phase may have been a bit on and off. So he liked her a bit in Germany. That stuck with his mind. He didn't take it seriously. He comes back to America, gets on with his life, making movies, etc. more albums. I think he may have been intrigued with Priscilla. She was very beautiful, even at 14, 15, 16. Very beautiful girl. I think there was an inquisitive side to Elvis that wondered about Priscilla. I also think Priscilla was very persistent, sending him records and letters, keeping the connection there, maybe even phone calls, where she manages to blag a visit to Graceland. I think when I'm just thinking out loud, guys, I think that when Priscilla visits Graceland, I think Elvis and her probably got on well. Elvis liked her. Even the second visit, Elvis obviously liked her. Eventually, when she moves over in 63 and stays with Vernon and Dee, it's obvious Elvis liked her. Even choosing her over other people. I do think Elvis lived as a single man. Even in 1959 in Germany, he was living as a single man. He had other girlfriends in Germany. I think Elvis lived as a single man right until 66 when he got engaged. Yeah, I really believe that. That must have been tough for Priscilla. But I also think it's pretty obvious that between 1962 and onwards, he liked Priscilla. Yeah? How much? I don't know. Did he love her? Maybe. Maybe not. Eventually, we get this wedding that could have been forced. This wedding that she may have told him she was pregnant and she wasn't, or she was pregnant and he felt that he had to do the right thing and marry her with pressure from Priscilla's parents, from Vernon, from Colonel Tom Parker, and his own moral being as a Christian man trying to do the right thing. So we don't know if she was pregnant or not. But what we do know is we do know Elvis, a good man that would want to do the right thing. So now I also fully believe that once she had that baby, once she was married, we get to see a completely different side of Priscilla, the true Priscilla. The true Priscilla, I don't think we get to see it until after the marriage. After the marriage, we, the world, the fans, get to see the true Priscilla, who again and again and again and again and again has betrayed Elvis, has betrayed Elvis's fans, has done wrongdoing to almost every member of her family. I'm talking about on Elvis's side. So Vernon, Riley, Finley, Harper, Lisa Marie, her own daughter. So you get it, guys? So she's done some damage. Priscilla has done some damage. So I'm going to read these last few comments, and then I'm going to go off. We'll try and come back for another live, so don't forget, we can agree to disagree on things, guys. Don't take it personally. Please understand it's okay if we disagree on a few things. Please don't take it personally, yeah? Marv, it was so awful when Ren recorded the phone. Read that out. Let's have it, Karen. Yeah, so Karen says, Nancy, so true. You can't take away how Elvis was feeling in his own words. Yeah. So we have Angelita. Angelita, how are you? Unfortunately, I can't translate your comment. Lo siento, no entiendo inglés e uno bueno actriz. What does that mean? Are you saying he shouldn't have married her? But welcome, Angelita, welcome. The one thing I know for sure was no way she was the love of his life. 100% I don't think she was. In fact, 1,000,000%. She was not the love of his life, and he was not the love of her life. That is bullshit. So I'm 100% with you on that, Karen. I doubt that. I'm guessing Anne Margaret or Anita Wood. Yeah, I mean, we all love Anne Margaret. We'd love Elvis to have got with Anne Margaret. We all love Anita Wood. We all love June Junico. So who knows? Who knows, guys? Who was the right girl for Elvis? Did he even meet the right girl? Do any of you think Linda Thompson was that person? Do any of you think Ginger Oldham was that person? We could list many other people, couldn't we? Who was the right person for Elvis. But I do believe that the person that Elvis liked before he turned 20 is very different to the type of person he liked after 20. That's just my opinion. I gotta go. I gotta ring my brother. We've done an hour. We've done an hour live, guys. Thanks everyone for joining me. I've actually found this very interesting. So I've loved reading your comments and your input. What are we trying to do, guys? We're trying to get to the truth in as fair way as we can, where we don't sound too biased. Yeah. So, okay, guys, gotta go. Thanks for all your love to all of you. Thanks for all your comments. I will try and come back. Okay, guys, take care. Love you all. All the best to you. See you later.